And we are live. West Virginia, the dungeon. Alex Velez, Jeffrey Johnson on commentary. King Macho, Biggie Sanchez. The open challenge tonight for the X-Brand Wrestling Borderlands champion as he approaches 600 days as the going viral champion. Then our main event is the 7 Cities Heavyweight Champion as Will Storm challenges the Renegade Nick Mercer in a bronze match. But right now, here he comes, accepting the open challenge here on Intensity, sponsored by X-Brand Wrestling. He is a newcomer here to the brand. I'm not even sure he's even contracted under X-Brand Wrestling. Speaking of X-Brand Wrestling, this is for the Borderlands Championship, exclusively here on USC Intensity. Jeffrey Johnson, I'm almost out of breath right now. Take it away, bud. Velez, I'm actually pretty excited. X-Brand Wrestling, that hot babe of a general manager they have, but right here, the lowdown, Biggie Sanchez, 326 fat-ass pounds, El Hijo de Rey, out of Quinta La Rue, Mexico. Has his blue demon mask on, paying homage to the legend and the myth himself of the blue demon Velez. You're absolutely right. There he is. As you know, a lot of the young boys, when they first break in, they try to carry the honor of the luchadors they break it in. But speaking of honor, here's our honorable king right now, King Macho Biggie Sanchez, competing for the very first time since he coordinated the king of the Iron Throne, referee of the evening, Izzy Sanchez, who crowned her princess of independent wrestling with a scepter right there in his fight gear tonight. He's the X-Brand Wrestling Borderlands champion 2 times. He is the undefeated X-Brand Wrestling going viral champion, approaching 600 days. You might as well call that the Biggie Sanchez Championship. He runs X-Brand Wrestling out of state. I know he doesn't make a lot of appearances for the brand in-house, but he has been on the road defending both these titles, the Borderlands title, of course, you know, cross-promotion, inter-promotional championship across any brand. You got a superstar, you want to compete, you want to bring him to X-Brand Wrestling. That's what the Borderlands Championship is all about. Velez, you know, I almost thought it was a joke for a while there, that Borderlands title when he won in that tournament was sometime last May after Big Devon stole the title from him, and I'll say stole. There he is right now, pinkies high, tongues out. God, that kid back there looks like a string bean. What is he, about 113, 114? I believe he's 185 pounds. Martial artist.
Ladies and gentlemen,
out of Quinta La Rue, Mexico. For those who don't know Quinta La Rue, hang on now.
As your benevolent king, I will hereby give you the opportunity of a lifetime. Yeah, you dumb son of a bitch. Tonight,
I need to go to Wayne Storm.
on behalf of X-Brand Wrestling, Justin Valencia, you're welcome. Veronica Kane, you owe me, bitch. Tonight, I will defend this Borderlands Championship, kids. Yeah, you're welcome.
And officially here on behalf of X-Brand Wrestling, I'm still Alex Velez. He's still Jeffrey Johnson. We are now under the payroll here of Justin Valencia here for X-Brand Wrestling. And of course, their infamous general manager, the very beautiful Veronica Kane. Here we go, championship match on the line. The Borderlands Championship, a title that is an inter-promotional championship. Biggie Sanchez, 2-time Borderlands champion. Defeated Devon, the Icon, not once but twice. First in the tournament finals, the second time in the rematch after Devon defeated him title. Here we go. Thumb the eye to El Hijo de Rey. Make that 2. Thumb the eye to El Hijo de Rey. Velez, if I'm not mistaken, is that just Spanish for the king's son? Yeah, I didn't think about that. I thought Ray like Ray Lewis, for instance. And there's a big time power slam there by champion Biggie Sanchez. 623 days and counting as the X-Brand Wrestling going viral champion. 2-time Borderlands champion. The only 2-time two-time champion tongue-tied tonight for X-Brand Wrestling. He's also the longest reigning champion. Now, we said earlier in the program how Biggie Sanchez may not always compete in the home port of X-Brand, but always on tour, always representing X-Brand and the champion that he is. And here we go, hold on, boot to the stomach, and a beautiful stunner-type cutter there by El Hijo de Rey. Straight from Quinta La Rue, Mexico. I don't know if he's from Tulum, Cancun, or Cozumel. All those beautiful counters. Here we go. Jabbing it up here, looking like the American dream here. Boom, now throwing some kicks. As the kids say, he's getting that work. Hold on, now the champ is down. Velez, when I saw this kid come out here with these goofy ass pants and the blue demon mask, I just knew this was Chop Fest City. But here we go, we may have the first ever, what do you say there? Well, I don't know what you're trying to say, but hold on now. The champion with a beautiful knife edge chop. Back in firm control there. Hold on now, holding him by the esophagus, just pinching that nerve right there. And another chop, if you look at the bottom there, I know you see that clock. That's not an X-Brand thing. That's actually a USC thing, even though this is the X-Brand title match taking place on the grounds of USC, and the rules will be recognized. Hold on, here we go now. Sister Isabel, yes, named after the one and only Busy Izzy right there, Izzy Sanchez. And referee of the match here, his daughter, the princess, and I believe she is calling for the bell now. Is just waiting for the word officially here from the timekeeper. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, Biggie Sanchez. Congratulations, X-Brand Wrestling. I believe we're watching this on Patreon. And there he is, the king of the Iron Throne himself. And there it is right there. King Macho Biggie Sanchez. Jeff, yeah, the one there, Velez, his street fight gear here in the underground. I look forward to see what his reign of terror holds. 2 championships out of X-Brand. I'm pretty sure the world champion, whoever the hell that might be at this point in game. I think that thing might be swapping around like hot potato. I would watch your mouth there, ladies and gentlemen. For X-Brand Wrestling, thank you for joining on this. And for the Underground Sports Entertainment, we're going to send it to the studio real fast for wrap-up announcements for SUMMERFEST. And get ready for a big-time world title match between Renegade and the one and only Will Storm. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Back in the arena, main event time here in the dungeon. Alex Velez joined by Jeffrey Johnson as always. And here he comes, the one and only Will, the perfect storm. What's that shirt say right there? Kick, knee, sleep, repeat. Well, he's going to look to repeat right now to add to that gold right there. Can't talk about the brand specifically, lawsuits and whatnot. But Will Storm this past weekend representing the USC became no more contender for the 7 Cities Championship right there. I believe this guy right here, Velez, his name is El Bango Negro. And take a look at El Bango, one El Sleepo right there with a curb stomp. What's his really name, El Bango Negro? You see, yeah, Velez, I don't make the rule, Velez. I'm just reading right here this little piece of paper that was handed to me by McKnight's team. I'm going to fast forward now, right now. Here he is, the one and only 7 Cities champion, the man who defeated Devon the Icon to become 7 Cities champion, the second 7 Cities champion here on the Ground Sports Entertainment. I thought no one could be more charismatic than Devon right here, this loose cannon right here. Speaking of loose cannons, the Renegade himself, Nick Mercer, SUMMERFEST, takes on King Macho Biggie Sanchez. But tonight, he has to get through Will Storm first. And his first defense here of the 7 Cities Championship. I'm having a night tonight. Somebody give me a cup of tea out here. What you need is some of this Jack Daniels or Jesse Daniels leaves me. Are you sponsored by them? I'm sponsored by this clock right here. 10 minutes on the clock for championship matches. This right here is for the Underground Sports and Entertainment 7 Cities Championship. Velez, do you even know the 7 cities that represent this championship? I most certainly do. You want to name them? Not right now. I know Chesapeake, Norfolk, Portsmouth, Hampton, Virginia Beach. Maybe Newport News is thrown in there somewhere, huh? What about Williamsburg? Can't talk about those guys. Here we go, though. Collar and elbow tie-up right here. Champion and challenger. Nick Mercer. Will Storm. No strangers to each other. These guys had a long-running feud here. The past 6-7 months we've been on the air. Not to mention other promotions throughout. I'll go ahead and say it. TWA. These guys actually share a championship together. Greg Newhart actually had a report on that. I was supposed to lead into it. Unfortunately, Greg. Recovering from some ailments. Best of luck, best of your recovery rate there to Greg Newhart. And I don't know about recovery rate right here, but it looks like Will Storm here taking him apart. Ronnie Garvin style, just picking a limb and just stomping it. Breaking down what I believe is the majority of the arsenal right here. Nick Mercer, known throw strikes, high strikes, quick strikes, knees. Goes all over the place. Referee Izzy Sanchez getting in position, checking on the champion. This match may go quicker than we think. About a minute and a half in right now, Jeff. And Will Storm has been an absolute house of fire. Y'all give it to that, Velez. I actually didn't think I was going to see these kind of maneuvers here out of Will Storm. Will Storm has kind of been the ebb and flows here story of Underground Sports Entertainment. So here we go now. Now that's a maneuver right there where he got a coquito clutch there, almost like a Taz mission, Velez. Well, Izzy Sanchez now in the stripes, trying to see if they. Oh, here we go now, swimming and beautiful amateur wrestling move there by Nick Mercer. But hold on now, turned that quickly into a humongous a suplex spine buster, almost like a muscle buster in reverse right there. And here we go, the spryness and agilianess. Is that a word? I think you meant agilia. I think it meant agilia. And here we go, like we said, quick flying strikes, beautiful flying elbow drop by the champion right there, Nick Mercer. Nick Mercer, which I come to appreciate his style here. He likes to wrestle. He likes to break you down. He'll fight you. Weapons, hardcore, especially that glass. No friend of his here. But hold on now. Shattered ankle, similar to shattered glass right there. Rolls into it, beautiful, into an ankle lock. No rope breaks here, no ropes here. Almost 3 minutes in here, and Nick Mercer back in charge here. Will Storm came out with a house of hell at the gate there in the beginning. You know, over there is Will Storm. You know, he's just like his moniker, the perfect storm. You know, 1 minute he's blowing the wind and the rain and the thunder, and the next you know it's gone. Okay, well, that's a hell of an analogy. There's a super kick. Speaking of throwing strikes, that right there. Knee kick, sleep, repeat. Here we go now. It looks like he's lining up the renegade Nick Mercer. Will Storm has quite a fan base here with the young ladies. They love the hair. They love the real sveltness of him. Almost like a little Hollywood hunk, if you will. I don't know if you're gushing over him or not, Velez. It sounds kind of creepy, but the renegade here is out of it. Izzy Sanchez may want to call the match now. Well, I think Izzy knows the ramifications of this match right now. Here we go. Will Storm. Beautiful maneuver right there. Can I say that? You don't know what it's called. I believe they call that a zigzag. Well, if that was a zigzag, it would have been backwards, right? Downward spiral. Jumping Kimura Shimagachi. Now you sound like AEW. But here we go. STF. Locked in here in the middle of the ring. 6 minutes left, 4 minutes gone by. 10-minute time limit for all championship matches. Izzy here is letting things slide. He's still trying to work out their differences. Now you see Nick Mercer there telling him, no. It's not time. It looks like he's losing his grip there. He lost control of the leg right there. All UFC fans know must maintain control of the legs. Actually, I don't follow UFC. Can't stand Joe Rogan. It really pisses me off. But I don't know if that guy still even works there anymore. But how about that Mike Goldberg guy? I don't think he works there either. Ronda Rousey. Here we go. Nick Mercer now taking the... well, hold on now. Took the chain off the turn post. There you go. Smashing that ankle. Using the ring to his advantage. I stand corrected. I spoke a little while ago how I said Nick Mercer, not one to use weapons, but using the ring to his advantage there. I think it's the first time I've seen anybody actually use the chains other than, trying to ride the guys and choke them out. But speaking of choke them out right here we go. Perfectly legal here on Underground Sports Entertainment. I really think Bill McKnight, our boss, really needs to kind of revisit the rules here. Referee Izzy Sanchez, right in position, the crown princess of independent and hardcore wrestling. But nonetheless, Jeffrey, a big night of action so far. 2 title matches, the crown prize of Underground Sports Entertainment on the line right now. The 7 Cities Championship right here on Intensity. Velez, I can't believe we've been on this long in the air. I'm not going to lie to you at all. Hold on now. What the hell is he showboating about? Super kick right there, ladies and gentlemen. What the hell he was showboating about? You kind of took me off topic there. You're actually giving the brand some praise here. But here we go. Will Storm, number 1 contender for the 7 Cities Championship, has been clawing and fighting his way up through the rankings since week number 1 here, since the pre-show when he was first signed here, way back on episode number 0. And here we go. Just moments away. High knee to the chest and the beautiful downward spiral. We are just moments away. I believe we're going to crown a brand new 7 Cities champion. Hold on now. Trying to hit his back. He might have thrown his back out right there. Trying to do a kip up. The match is finally starting to have some wear and tear on Will Storm. He was right there, ladies and gentlemen. I almost cashed it out, but let's just shut the hell up here. Nick Mercer out on Dream Street right now. That was a maneuver from I don't know where that Will Storm hit him with. Will Storm now looks like he's talking some trash into his face. What he needs to do is get his ass off that floor. Well, here we go. He's back now. Maybe he experienced a muscle spasm, but he's back, ladies and gentlemen, and take it to the small of the back of the lower extremities of the one and only champion, the Renegade, Nick Mercer. Here we go. Jockeying for position now. He may be looking for that curb stomp, the same move that took him right here to become no more contender. And here he misses. Misses barely. Here we go. Beautiful side thrust kick there. And another one a la Booker T style here from Nick Mercer. Here we go. Beautiful Renegade cutter right there. A move I believe he stole from the former champion Devon the Icon. And I think that's it. No, he's still up. As he said, he was still up. I'm sorry, I got distracted there. Yeah, with a little brat's hairs on the way, you can't see anything. I hope our king's not listening to this right now. And here we go, our champion now. Setting up here, what are we going for? Wow, what is this move right here? This looks like a hurt lock variation with a camel clutch. He has it high and tight right. He might pull his shoulder out of his socket. He may want to call for the bell there. He's not moving. He is out like a light. Yeah, the way as you call that, that's a hell of a maneuver right there. That full Nelson type of maneuver there. I like when I see new maneuvers right there. That's why I joined the business for. You remember when I was the three-time All-State Cincinnati World Champion. That doesn't exist. But here it does exist. 7 cities and still 7 cities champion. The one and only Nick Mercer, the Renegade. What a match. What a performance right now. Definitely showing why he is our champion. Tremendous night, ladies and gentlemen. We may want to send a word down to our referee. It looks like Will Storm is rolling around in agonizing pain. I don't know Velez. I don't think the champion's even paying attention to that. 2 golds right there. Nick 2 titles. Doesn't flow off the tongue at all. Go ahead and scratch that. Well, scratch whatever. Next week right here on the program, we will begin the countdown officially to USC SUMMERFEST live July 19th from the dungeon. I really think we got some issues down here. We want to get some people down here right now. If we can, if anybody in the staff backstage is listening, any of the talent, I think we need some help here for Will Storm. I know we are. Well, here comes the champ now. Champ's still celebrating. It looks like this is something serious right now. I don't know. Hold on, we just do. Yeah. For you guys who know the wrestling business at X, and hold on, here comes Biggie Sanchez now. This thing's getting serious now. You see our champ, we see our king. Ladies and gentlemen, I know what we see is purely sports entertainment. I know. We learn how to fall and storylines and whatnot, but this is something serious right now. One of our top competitors, Will Storm here, monitor his shoulder out of his socket right now. We got some more people. Here comes Devon the Icon. I think things are serious right now. I've been told the medical staff is on their way down now. They were attending to some heat exhaustion going on here with the crowd. Hot day here in the dungeon. Ladies and gentlemen, when we have more to follow, we'll break this on our social media. That's the Machine Eli David. Hey, this is getting serious. I'm going to send it to Stu to wrap it up with Mario Canelli.
Mario Canelli from the studio here. What a night next week we have in action for you. Mamma Mia. We will hear from the one and only Dirt Team, the Foo Bar champion. Plus, we hear some striking words from Alex Christopher, as well as the return of the Machine, Eli David. Of course, we will hear from the 7 Cities champion, the Renegade, Nick Mercer, and the King himself, Biggie Sanchez, all have words for...
Nadie puede dentro. Es libre de nuevo. So quería tu abrosión. A partir de este momento, viene por la familia.